Long before humans sailed the oceans, an apex predator of unimaginable size ruled the seas. Its name is Megalodon, meaning big tooth, and it is considered the largest shark and one of the most powerful marine predators in Earth's history. Living approximately 23 to 3.6 million years ago during the Miocene and Pliocene epochs, Megalodon dominated warm coastal waters across the globe. Unlike legendary sea monsters born from fear, Megalodon's existence is supported by extensive fossil evidence. Although sharks have skeletons made of cartilage that rarely fossilize, their teeth preserve exceptionally well. Thousands of megalodon teeth have been discovered on every continent except Antarctica. Some measure over 7 inches in length, larger than a human hand. These enormous teeth allowed scientists to estimate the shark's size, which likely ranged between 50 and 60 feet in length, possibly even larger. What truly makes Megalodon shocking is its bite force. Scientific modeling suggests it may have delivered a bite exceeding 40,000 pounds per square inch, stronger than any known animal in history. Fossilized whale bones bearing massive bite marks match Megalodon tooth impressions, proving it hunted large marine mammals, including early whales. It was not a scavenger of myths. It was an active, dominant predator capable of crushing bone with ease. Megalodon's extinction around 3.6 million years ago remains a topic of research. Climate cooling, shifts in prey distribution, and competition from emerging predators such as the ancestors of modern great white sharks likely contributed to its disappearance. Despite popular speculation and fictional documentaries suggesting it may still lurk in deep ocean trenches, the fossil record shows no credible evidence that Megalodon survived into modern times. Yet the fear surrounding Megalodon reveals something profound. Unlike mythical sea beasts imagined by sailors, this predator was entirely real. It swam in oceans that covered much of the same planet we inhabit today. The waters we now consider familiar were once patrolled by a shark 3 times the size of a great white. Megalodon reminds us that the true monsters of the sea are not always products of legend. Sometimes they are chapters from Earth's prehistoric past, verified by science and preserved in stone. For thousands of years, sailors reported sightings of enormous serpent-like creatures gliding just beneath the ocean's surface. These accounts came from different cultures, from Europe to Asia, often describing long, silver bodies twisting through the waves, sometimes longer than a ship's mast. Such stories gave rise to the legend of the sea serpent, a creature believed to be part dragon, part snake, and entirely mythical. But modern marine biology has identified a very real animal that likely inspired many of these sightings, the oarfish, scientifically known as Regalicus glesnae. The oarfish holds the record as the longest bony fish in the world. Verified specimens have measured over 30 feet in length, and some estimates suggest they may grow even longer. Its body is ribbon-like and laterally compressed, shimmering silver, with a striking red dorsal fin that runs the entire length of its body. When seen moving vertically in the water, which oarfish are known to do, the red fin can appear like a fiery crest, reinforcing dragon-like descriptions from ancient reports. Unlike aggressive sea monster legends, the oarfish is not a predator of ships or humans. It inhabits the mesopelagic and bathypelagic zones of the ocean, typically living at depths between 650 and 3,000 feet. Because of this deep-sea habitat, encounters with humans are extremely rare. Most documented sightings occur when an individual is sick, injured, or dying, causing it to rise toward the surface or wash ashore. Such unexpected appearances in coastal waters would have been deeply unsettling to sailors unfamiliar with deep-sea biology.
Scientific studies show that the oarfish feeds primarily on plankton, small crustaceans, and tiny fish. It lacks large, threatening teeth and poses no danger to humans. However, its extraordinary size and unusual swimming posture, often vertical rather than horizontal, create a silhouette unlike most fish. In rough seas or poor visibility, it is easy to understand how fragmented glimpses of this animal could evolve into tales of massive serpents coiling beneath ships. The existence of the oarfish demonstrates how limited knowledge of the deep ocean shaped human imagination. Before underwater exploration and modern taxonomy, rare encounters with unfamiliar marine life were interpreted through mythological frameworks. What we now classify with scientific precision was once described as a monster. The sea serpent legend did not arise from pure fantasy. It likely emerged from real, brief, and terrifying encounters with one of the ocean's most extraordinary and very real inhabitants.
Hundreds of millions of years before sharks dominated the oceans, another predator ruled with unmatched power. Its name was Dunkleosteus, a massive, armored fish that lived during the late Devonian period, approximately 360 million years ago. At a time when life on land was still in its early stages, this creature patrolled prehistoric seas as one of the most formidable hunters ever recorded. Unlike modern fish covered in scales, Dunkleosteus belonged to a group known as placoderms, armored fish with thick bony plates protecting their heads and upper bodies. These natural armor plates formed a shield-like structure around its skull, making it both heavily protected and incredibly dangerous. Fossil evidence suggests that some species of Dunkleosteus reached lengths of up to 20 feet and weighed nearly a ton. What truly set Dunkleosteus apart was not just its size or armor, but its bite. Instead of traditional teeth, it possessed sharpened bony plates that functioned like self-sharpening blades. As the fish opened and closed its jaw, these plates would grind against each other, maintaining razor-sharp edges. Biomechanical studies estimate that its bite force may have reached up to 8,000 pounds per square inch, making it one of the most powerful bites of any fish in history. Even more shocking is how it attacked. Research suggests Dunkleosteus had a highly advanced jaw mechanism for its time. It could open its mouth in a fraction of a second, creating powerful suction that pulled prey inward before its blade-like jaws snapped shut. This rapid strike system allowed it to capture fast-moving animals with deadly efficiency. Fossilized remains of Dunkleosteus have been discovered in North America, Europe, and parts of North Africa, confirming its wide distribution. Evidence of bite marks on other fossils indicates it may have engaged in cannibalism, preying even on its own species when necessary. In a world with few competitors at its level, it was an apex predator long before dinosaurs walked the earth. Dunkleosteus eventually disappeared during the late Devonian extinction event, one of the earliest mass extinction periods in Earth's history. Environmental changes and shifting ocean conditions likely contributed to its demise. Yet its fossils remain as undeniable proof that Earth's ancient oceans were home to creatures far more terrifying than early scientists once imagined. This was no myth born from frightened sailors. Dunkleosteus represents a verified chapter of prehistoric reality, a true sea monster preserved in stone.
Not all sea monsters belong to the distant past. Some still swim in the darkness today, hidden far below the surface. One of the most unsettling examples is the frilled shark, a rare deep-sea predator often described as a living fossil. Scientifically identified in 1884, this species stunned researchers because it appeared almost unchanged from ancient shark lineages that date back over 80 million years. At first glance, the frilled shark hardly resembles the sleek sharks most people imagine. Its body is long and eel-like, reaching lengths of up to 6.5 feet. Its most striking feature is its mouth, lined with around 300 trident-shaped teeth arranged in approximately 25 rows. These needle-like teeth curve inward, forming a trap nearly impossible for prey to escape once captured. The name frilled shark comes from the 6 pairs of gill slits along its throat, which create a ruffled or frilled appearance. This primitive anatomical feature sets it apart from most modern sharks and hints at its ancient evolutionary origins. Its dark brown coloration and flexible body allow it to blend seamlessly into the deep ocean environment. Frilled sharks inhabit depths ranging from about 390 to over 4,000 feet in oceans worldwide, including the Atlantic and Pacific. Because of this extreme habitat, human encounters are rare. Most recorded sightings occur when individuals are accidentally caught in deep-sea fishing nets, or when they rise toward shallower waters due to illness or environmental stress. When filmed alive, their slow, serpentine movements reinforce their almost prehistoric appearance. Scientific studies suggest that the frilled shark feeds primarily on squid and small fish. Rather than pursuing prey at high speed, it likely uses stealth, lunging forward suddenly with its flexible jaws. Its jaw structure allows it to extend forward slightly, increasing the reach of its bite, a feature reminiscent of ancient predatory adaptations. What makes the frilled shark so extraordinary is not just its appearance, but its evolutionary resilience. While many prehistoric marine giants went extinct, this species survived dramatic changes in climate, sea levels, and ocean chemistry. It stands as a biological time capsule, offering scientists a glimpse into how early sharks may have looked and behaved. The frilled shark challenges the assumption that sea monsters are relics of myth or extinction. Sometimes, the most shocking creatures are not fossils locked in rock, but living animals, quietly enduring in the unexplored depths of our modern oceans. Long before modern whales and sharks rose to dominance, the late Cretaceous oceans were ruled by enormous marine reptiles. Among the most powerful of them was Mosasaurus, a predator so formidable that it reshaped scientific understanding of prehistoric marine life. Living approximately 70 to 66 million years ago, Mosasaurus thrived in the warm, shallow seas that once covered large parts of Europe and North America. Despite often being mistaken for a dinosaur, Mosasaurus was actually a marine reptile, more closely related to modern monitor lizards and snakes. Its body was long and streamlined, with powerful paddle-like limbs and a strong tail adapted for swift swimming. Fossil evidence indicates that some species reached lengths exceeding 50 feet, placing it among the largest marine predators of its time. What made Mosasaurus especially terrifying was its skull structure. It possessed a double-hinged jaw and backward-curving conical teeth designed to grip slippery prey. Some species even had a second row of teeth on the roof of the mouth, similar to snakes, helping secure captured animals before swallowing. Fossilized stomach contents reveal that Mosasaurus preyed on fish, turtles, ammonites, seabirds, and even other marine reptiles. Bite marks found on fossils confirm violent encounters within its ecosystem. The first Mosasaurus fossils were discovered in the late 18th century in the Netherlands near the Meuse River, which inspired its name. These early discoveries were groundbreaking, helping to shape the emerging science of paleontology. They provided some of the earliest clear evidence that massive reptilian predators once dominated ancient seas. Unlike mythical sea dragons described in folklore, Mosasaurus is supported by extensive fossil records found across multiple continents. Complete skeletons have allowed scientists to reconstruct its anatomy with remarkable accuracy.
Modern imaging and biomechanical analyses suggest it was both fast and agile, capable of ambushing prey with explosive bursts of speed. Mosasaurus went extinct during the mass extinction event 66 million years ago, the same event that wiped out non-avian dinosaurs. Its disappearance marked the end of an era when reptiles ruled both land and sea. The existence of Mosasaurus proves that oceans once contained predators as awe-inspiring and terrifying as any sea monster legend. The difference is that this titan is not a product of imagination. It is a scientifically verified giant, preserved in stone, reminding us that Earth's oceans have always been arenas for colossal life forms beyond ordinary expectation.
When most people think of whales, they imagine peaceful giants filtering plankton or migrating across vast oceans. But millions of years ago, one whale species shattered that image completely. Its name is Livyatan, an extinct apex predator that lived during the Miocene epoch, around 13 million years ago. Unlike modern sperm whales that primarily hunt squid, Livyatan was built for something far more aggressive, hunting other large marine mammals. The first major fossil discovery of Livyatan was made in 2008 in Peru's coastal desert, an area that was once covered by ocean. Scientists uncovered an enormous skull measuring nearly 10 feet long. Most astonishing were its teeth. Some measured over 14 inches in length, making them among the largest functional teeth of any known animal, living or extinct. Unlike modern sperm whales, which only have large teeth in their lower jaw, Livyatan had massive teeth in both upper and lower jaws, a clear adaptation for seizing and tearing apart large prey. Based on skull and body reconstructions, Livyatan likely reached lengths of 45 to 60 feet. Its powerful jaw muscles suggest a devastating bite force capable of crushing bone. Fossil evidence and comparisons with modern marine ecosystems indicate that Livyatan probably hunted early baleen whales, dolphins, and other sizable marine animals. It was not a scavenger, it was an active pursuit predator at the top of its food chain. Livyatan lived during the same period as Megalodon, meaning two of the most powerful marine predators in Earth's history may have shared the same oceans. Some scientists speculate they could have competed for similar prey, creating one of the most intense predator rivalries ever recorded in marine history. The name Livyatan references the biblical sea monster Leviathan, a symbol of overwhelming oceanic power. Yet, unlike the mythical creature, this predator is supported by physical fossil remains and detailed anatomical analysis. Its discovery expanded scientific understanding of how diverse and complex ancient marine ecosystems were. Livyatan eventually disappeared, likely due to climatic shifts and changes in prey populations during the late Miocene. As ocean temperatures cooled and ecosystems transformed, even this giant predator could not adapt quickly enough. The existence of Livyatan challenges modern perceptions of whales as gentle giants. In Earth's past, some whales were apex predators armed with the largest biting teeth the ocean has ever seen. This was no legend whispered by sailors. It was a scientifically verified super predator that once ruled the seas.
While many ancient sea monsters are extinct, some shocking creatures still exist, though in forms few humans ever see. One of the strangest is the blobfish, a deep-sea fish often called the world's ugliest animal. Its grotesque appearance has made it a symbol of deep ocean weirdness, yet the blobfish is far from a myth. It is a verified, fully adapted predator of the deep sea. Blobfish inhabit extreme depths, typically between 2,000 and 4,000 feet off the coasts of Australia and New Zealand. At these pressures, the human body would be crushed instantly. The blobfish's body, however, is a gelatinous structure slightly less dense than seawater. This allows it to float above the seafloor without expending energy swimming. Its flesh lacks substantial muscle, which means it does not chase prey actively. Instead, it waits for edible matter, small crustaceans, and other organic material to drift by. Its unique physiology is perfectly adapted to its environment, yet when brought to the surface, rapid decompression causes it to collapse into the amorphous, blob-like form familiar in viral photographs. What makes the blobfish so shocking to the public is the disconnect between appearance and reality. Its face, drooping and sagging in images, gives the impression of a grotesque monster, but in its natural deep-sea environment, it looks much more like a streamlined, functional predator. Scientists emphasize that this misrepresentation underscores the vast difference between myth and verified science. Creatures that seem monstrous to us may simply be perfectly evolved for their extreme habitats. The blobfish reminds us that the deep ocean is one of Earth's least explored frontiers. While legends of giant tentacled monsters and sea serpents captured human imagination for centuries, today's discoveries reveal animals that are stranger and just as awe-inspiring, though often smaller than the legends predicted. Its survival depends on conditions humans rarely witness, making it a living example of how the deep sea challenges our understanding of life and evolution. Through the blobfish, science confirms an important lesson. Monsters don't have to be enormous to be extraordinary. In the crushing darkness of the deep, life takes forms that seem alien, shocking, and even grotesque, yet every feature has a purpose, honed by millions of years of evolution. It is a reminder that the ocean still holds secrets that can astonish even the most seasoned explorers.
For centuries, humans have told tales of terrifying creatures lurking beneath the waves, from the kraken dragging ships under, to serpents twisting across oceans, to colossal predators like Megalodon and Leviathan. What separates legend from reality is the verification provided by modern science. Fossils, preserved specimens, and direct observations have confirmed that many of the sea monsters feared by sailors and storytellers were not just figments of imagination, but extraordinary creatures that truly existed. Scientific discoveries often explain the origins of these myths. For example, sightings of the oarfish likely inspired ancient sea serpent stories. Giant squid with their massive tentacles gave rise to the kraken legend. Fossilized teeth and skeletons of Megalodon, Leviathan, and Mosasaurus provide irrefutable evidence that colossal predators once ruled the oceans. Even unusual deep-sea animals like the frilled shark and blobfish reveal that extreme adaptations can make life appear alien or monstrous to human eyes. Advancements in technology, from submersibles and remote-operated vehicles to sonar mapping and DNA analysis, have allowed scientists to explore the deep ocean more thoroughly than ever before. Each new discovery confirms that the oceans are home to species that challenge our understanding of biology, size, and predatory capability. Even creatures that once seemed like legend are now documented and studied, proving that the line between myth and science is often thinner than expected. Ultimately, the history of sea monsters illustrates a profound truth. Human imagination has long attempted to explain the unknown, while science has worked to reveal it. What sailors feared as supernatural beasts often had a basis in real animals, whether hidden in deep trenches, extinct for millions of years, or simply rare and elusive. The ocean remains a frontier of mystery, holding monsters both real and unimaginable, waiting for discovery. The lesson is clear. Many myths are rooted in reality, and with every deep-sea expedition, we uncover creatures that are as shocking and awe-inspiring as any tale ever told.